Hello everyone. This is Imtiaz Begum, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce and Management, Government First Grade College, Chikbalapur. Today I am taking session 19 of Employee Welfare and Social Security of 5th semester BBA, Bangalore, North University. So we will discuss about Labor Welfare Officer. In the previous class, we had discussed about labor welfare programs and labor welfare centers. Learning objective of the chapter. This chapter aims to provide an understanding of labor welfare officer, his qualification and the duties. Session outcome. The student will be able to understand the qualification and duties of labor welfare officer. Now, labor welfare officer. The Royal Commission on Labor in 1831 recommended about the appointment of labor welfare officer. So, a labor welfare officer will be a representative on behalf of the employees in the organization. So, Labor Investigation Committee gave importance to the appointment of labor officer. The Factory Act 1948 provides for the statutory appointment of welfare officer in a factory. Under section 49 subsection 1 and subsection 2, it lays down that in every factory where there are 500 workers must appoint a labor welfare officer. So according to section 18 subsection 1 and subsection 2 of the Plantation Labor Act 1951, every plantation wherein 300 or more workers are ordinarily employed, the employer shall employ a welfare officer. So, different acts have said about welfare officer depending upon the number. So, Factory Act says 500 workers. If an organization has, they must appoint labor welfare officer. And Plantation Act says if a company or an organization has 300 or more workers, there they must appoint a labor welfare officer. So now we'll see the functions of labor welfare officer. First one is it is his duty to maintain discipline in the organization. So any dispute between the employer and employee, it has to be sorted out by the labor welfare officer with coordination. Next we have is to maintain safety and medical administration. Next, maintaining wage and salary administration of the employee. So, labor welfare officer must legislate related to the employee safety and his welfares. He has to supervise the health, safety, and wealth programs. Labor welfare officer must do the counseling to the workers in personal, to their family, and work environment. Labor welfare officer must do advising management, apprenticeship, fringe benefits, workers' education, and so on. Labor welfare officer must maintain the security of industrial health, industrial peace, and resolving disputes. He has to make arrangements for redressal of workers and securing their interest and solving their grievances. He has to analyze the proper benefits for increasing the productivity and overall growth and working on various acts relating to environment, society, plantation, and social responsibilities. So, these are some of the functions of labor welfare officer. Next, we have is qualification for the post of labor welfare officer. So, according to the Act, it says a person must possess a statutory qualification and other qualification. So, statutory qualification or a compulsory qualification which an individual must possess to become a labor welfare officer. So, under that, a person must possess a degree of a university by any state government or Master of Social Work or postgraduate diploma in personal management and labor welfare. Next we have is other qualification. Along with the statutory qualification, a person must have practical experience of handling labor problem in any industrial undertaking for at least 3 years. He must have adequate knowledge of the languages spoken by the majority of the workers in area where the factory mines or plantation is situated because a labor welfare officer acts as a correspondence between the workers and the employee. If he is not able to understand the language spoken by the employees, he cannot communicate to the employer, and the appointment of labor welfare officer will not be fulfilled. So, a labor welfare officer should possess the adequate knowledge of different languages. Next, we have is duties of a labor welfare officer. So, according to Factories Act 1948, it has laid down the duties to be performed by a qualified labor welfare officer. First one is to counsel the workers. So, here he has to do the counseling of workers for their personal and family problems while being adjusting in the working environment. Next one, he has to supervise the safety, health, and welfare programs in the organization, like whether they have provided proper housing facilities to the employee, sanitation facilities being provided to the employees, research facilities, safety measures are taken in the organization, firefighting measures are taken care, so on. Next, he has to maintain healthy harmonies relationship with the workers, the management, government agencies, labor department, factory inspectorate, central labor institution, non-government organization, and any other welfare agencies. The next one we have is he has to advise and assist the management in formulating labor welfare policies and programs. As I said earlier, labor welfare officer is a representative on behalf of employees with the management. So when the management takes decisions with respect to framing of policies and programs, he has a right to advise and assist them for the formulation of the labor welfare policy so that it will be helpful for the workers or the employees in the organization. The next one, he has to suggest measures for the development of healthy and interpersonal relations. So, this can be maintained only if the employees and the employers are satisfied. That can happen only if good number of welfare measures are being provided by the organization to the employees. The employees will be happy, they'll be satisfied, they'll be loyal to the organization, their morale will increase, and the relationship between the employer and employee will be good. So, labor welfare officer suggests the measure for the development of healthy and interpersonal relations. The next one is he redresses the grievances. So any problem that is been there between the employer and employee, that can be solved by the labor welfare officer. So any grievances that will be addressed by the labor welfare officer in front of the employer or the management, so that they can have a good relationship between both. Few questions I have framed. So, what is the qualification that a person should possess to become a labor welfare officer? So, he must have a degree by any state government, or he can have a postgraduate or master of social work, as well as he must hold practical experience. So, the answer is all the above. So, labor welfare officer must maintain harmony relation with the workers, with the government, with the labor department. So, the answer is all the above. Duties of a labor welfare does not include. So, it is not his duty to pay the salary to the employee. It is the duty of the employer to pay the salary, but he has, or it is his duty to counsel the employee, to maintain the harmony in the organization, and maintain the relationship between the employer and employee. So the answer is paying salary. Who can appoint labor welfare officer? So employer has a right to appoint the labor welfare officer. Who recommended first for the appointment of labor welfare officer? So Royal Commission recommended that there must be a labor welfare officer in every organization. So the answer is labor welfare, that is Royal Commission. Thank you very much.